not going to believe what we have coming up next week. We're getting out of town and taking RPM on the road to Denver, Colorado. Well, it's not just an RPM trip. It's to go see Alabama Shakes and JJ Gray at Red Rocks. It's our first time, so we're pretty excited. And we're going to go and check out some record stores in Denver, including Wax Trax and Twist and Shout. If you know any others that we should go to, put them in the comments. But we've got a good show today. It's another Whatnot show.
What?
And I've got one of the coolest creators and sellers on Whatnot joining us today on RPM. His name is Chris with Rush Records. I've used him. You should too. Up next on RPM.
Yeah!
Chris with Rush Records has joined us on RPM. What's up, man? How are you?
Peace. How you doing? Things are good, man.
It's good. Yeah, we've been trying to get this going for a little while. I am a victim of your shop on Whatnot. I got a Sam Cooke from you, and the reason I wanted to reach out was you left me a note in there. It was packed so nicely. Sam Cooke is just at the top of his game on the album, and I was just like, this guy's kind of a quality seller, so I thought I would kind of put you on the list as we rolled this out, and we have you on the show now, so thanks for taking time for this.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's been a blast. Selling on Whatnot and meeting people like this, and just, it's all about community and music. I love it. It's good stuff.
How long have you been selling on Whatnot?
So I just had my 2-year anniversary. So May 1st was my 2 years of selling on Whatnot. And it's been a wild, crazy ride from sourcing material to selling and having fun and meeting new people and all of it. It's been great. Love it.
So something I noticed the other day as I was kind of doing a little research is the ratings on Whatnot kind of are, in the 4.5s. There's some good ones, but you have 5.0. What does it take to obtain and keep a 5.0 rating on Whatnot for a vinyl record salesman?
So it's combined of, do you have quality stuff? Is your grading accurate? Because if you're saying something's like a VG plus or a near mint, and it's like actually a VG or a G, then people are not going to like that. Timely shipping, so getting stuff turned around quick. So I run a show typically Friday night, Saturday night. I got to get it out that next day. So my average ship time is less than 1 day, so that's huge. And then just making sure that you got it packed well. Like you said, that the stuff in the box is going to be protected. So those are the big three for me: is just being truthful, honest with what you're selling or grading, getting it shipped out quick, and also in quality packaging.
I've seen it from every angle on Whatnot. As soon as I got onto the platform, I felt like it was a dirty secret because none of my friends knew about it. And, you're buying from every possible room, the $10 quick sales and just the chaos of all that. And they're new records for $10. And, and then you get into the rooms that look like it could be on Silence of the Lambs where there's just 2 people in the room. And you're like, what is this guy? He's like pulling stuff out of drawers and stuff. I'm like, you need to curate and get a little bit better than that. So I got onto your room, and there's another seller that I thought was just outstanding. And I noticed that the quality is probably a little bit above what it's listed at, meaning if it's VG plus, it's probably cleaner than that. So what is your standard? I mean, you definitely declare a G is a G and you kind of show it, but a VG plus is like the standard bearer these days, but it's also a term that's used way too much.
Yeah. So I don't know. A lot of sellers are nervous to call anything greater than a VG plus. I think because they don't want to overstate the quality. But if I'm holding an EX or a near mint record in my hands, I'm going to tell you it's an EX or it's a near mint. I don't want to not be truthful, even with the really good quality stuff. But I most certainly am going to make sure that you know what you're bidding on. And that's why in my shows, I show the record, I then play it. I have my turntable right here to my right, or to my left, excuse me, and I play it. And so that way you can hear the actual record. So yeah, I might say it's a VG plus, but I'm going to back it up. I'm going to play it so that way you can hear the actual quality of the record and know what you're bidding on.
Everybody looks on Discogs to see what VG plus actually would be defined as. What is a definition of VG plus for you?
Be very, very minimal scuffs or marks, meaning like maybe just the faintest bit of paper scuffing, but
Hmm.
it's all determined. I mean, like, what's the cover look like? What are both sides of the record look like? If it's, I mean, I typically will say, if there's a scuff, I'm going to bring it to your attention, and I'll say, hey, the rest of this record is a VG plus or a near mint or even an EX, type of a grade,
Yeah,
but you do have this scuff right here. But then I play it and let you hear that, hey, it doesn't affect the sound of the play. So I tried to stick to the gold mine standard, that's out there. That's what Discogs is all based upon. Um, Whatnot has the EX label, so that's something that's a little bit between VG plus and near mint, when everything is
yeah.
in looking nice. But yeah, it's important to show it, and important for me to be able to play it so my buyers know what they're getting.
Absolutely. And, a VG Plus to me should be paper scuffs. It shouldn't be anything a little bit more than that. I think we're all frustrated. You can open up a brand new one and you get that scuff and you're like, oh, I just went from mint wrap to VG Plus because now I have scuffs. But the scuffs from paper sleeves is a whole different show, and we're not getting into that
Yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just got one actually, a brand new record, and
Oh,
I won't say what record it was, but I just got them brand new, and I had to take it back. And thankfully, I got an upgrade though for free. I got the color
yeah.
variant of the record versus the black when I took it back. So anyway,
I'll tell you. I mean, the
it
one that sticks
happens.
out for me is it's an RSD, and it was like Better than Ezra. It wasn't their good album, but it was the second one they just came out with. And yeah, I mean, it just looked like it got a scuff when they put it in there, not when I took
Yeah,
it out. So
yeah.
I
I
was like,
guess it's not the
whatever.
artist. It's not the artist's fault, right? It's the pressing
Yeah,
plant or
it's not.
whoever put it together. So I mean, my record was the new Flea album, which I enjoy. I think it's pretty cool, the jazz one, and
Yes, I've listened to it. It's pretty good.
right out of the sleeve, it had a scratch on it. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So I had to take it back, and it did affect play. I mean, you could hear the ticks the whole way through.
It's not good. It's not good, but it is what it is. Let's talk about some of the rooms that you kind of are. I hate to say up against, but you do. I'd say compete for attention inside of Whatnot. You're pretty kind of level guy and everything, but there's some that are shooting off fireworks and stuff.
Yeah,
Why do you feel that your format maybe serves you better than some of the higher energy ones?
sure. So, I mean, there's no right or wrong way to sell on Whatnot, and I will say
Yeah,
this: a lot of the seasoned sellers, it's a great community. Like a lot of us talk and chat and um, try to build one another up. We really do. It's like, so yes, we're trying to compete, obviously, because it's sales and you want to get the most sales that you can. But it is a great community where, so Eskino's Vinyl. Let me throw her name out there. She's great. She's the reason why I'm selling on Whatnot, to be honest. I was in her rooms and chatting, and she said, "Hey, how come you're not selling? It seems like you know what you're talking about when it comes to music." And so she kind of promoted me and got me the referral link, and I joined up. And she's been a great friend and resource and helping me get started on that. And but I mean, Shark Crossing Vinyl, Gonzo Shenanigans, Echo Waves, Retro Retreat, all these sellers. I mean, they're great. Robska Records, Bearded Vinyl, um,
yeah,
uh, Vinyl King out in New Jersey. There, I mean, there's just all these great sellers that just really care about what they're doing, and they want to put forth the effort of having a quality product. Now, we all sell in our different ways, though. So to more directly to your point, I'm unique, and a couple other sellers like Gonzo and Shark and Echo even are a little bit unique in that we do want to play our records. We want to play them so that the
yeah.
buyers can hear them and see them. We feel that that's important. It doesn't mean that the other way the other sellers are doing it is wrong. They're going faster pace. So you kind of have to pick your road and what you want to do. And my buyers like the fact that I play it. So I'm going to keep giving what my buyers want.
I think it's smart. I do like hearing it. I know it slows down your shows, but in terms of maybe getting a better dollar amount for an album, it sure is nice knowing what's coming to me has been played. We kind of listen to it and stuff, but that does take time. There's a cat that is down, and you probably have met them, but we got addicted to these guys. It's a husband and wife, and I think they're in South Florida. I think they were originally maybe from Boston or New York. Is Satracell? Do you know them?
I don't know that user or seller. I
They're
don't.
wonderful. They are
Okay.
wonderful. They are the most thankful people for buying from them, and just that's somebody that I know that when they come on, they're going to have really, really quality albums, and
Yeah.
they're going to be very, very nice. I'm not one that has to have a pristine outer jacket. Like I don't care if it
Yeah.
has weather and it looks like it's been used. That almost helps me with
Yeah. Yeah.
like the Allman Brothers. I don't mind if it's been, worn out on the outside, but man, do I want it clean on the inside.
Correct.
I
Yeah.
want,
I mean, there's
I want to, yeah,
the age old joke, right, where you can't play the cover, right? I mean, so what
yep,
matters is the vinyl. But I understand there's people out there that are collectors too, right? Where they wanna have an archival type of a piece, and so I
yep.
have a little bit of both. But I just make it clear to people, hey, this jacket is worn. It was enjoyed, but the vinyl is just pristine. The previous owner or myself took care of the important part of it, and yeah.
What is your biggest challenge doing a regular show on Whatnot? I know that you're not every Thursday at 3 o'clock, but you do put them out kind of scheduled. So what's your biggest challenge?
Sourcing. I think any
Uh,
seller is going to say that sourcing is the biggest challenge. Because once the record sells, it's not like it's making more. Like, so you can't just grow another record.
yeah,
So
that's right.
sourcing is the big challenge. But I've got some great contacts and able to get some great records and bring them in. Family is a big piece of that too. I have 5 boys, and so we're busy. We're a busy family, but we've been able to set aside Friday evenings. Typically, I'm going to have a show, and if it's not Friday evening, it's going to be Saturday for sure. So we
Yeah.
try to at least peg down one for sure date. But I like doing 2 to 3 shows a week is what I like to do. So that's what I'm aiming for.
What's the anatomy of one of your shows for you to feel good about a show? What are the components of a good show for you to go live on Whatnot?
Having quality stuff in the shop, and so I try to make sure that what I'm putting in there is it stuff that I'm going to enjoy and listen to.
Uh-huh.
Because at the end of the day, I'm playing the record, so I want to enjoy what I'm listening to while I'm playing it.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and obviously an engaging chat. I love people in the chat talking it up, and even if it's just you're just there to hang out, like you're not really buying, but just let's talk. Like if I'm just showing you records to blank screen and there's nobody in the chat, then it's kind of what am I doing here? So
I
I enjoy when you came in because you were immediately like, "Oh, I love this music. What's going on here? How's it? How are you
yeah.
doing this?" And you're just chatting it up, and so that it was great. I loved it.
The funniest rooms, now I'm not gonna name any names, but the funniest rooms on Whatnot are where there is a stand that you put a record on. There's a hand that comes in and puts it on there. They run it, and then boom, it's sold, and then they pull it, and maybe about 5 minutes later, another record comes
Yeah,
up.
there's no talking.
There's
There's nothing
nothing.
at all. Yeah, yeah.
it's
It's so
it's
bizarre.
the most impersonal type room, but I guess it's just their style, and they'll maybe break into a more comedic fashion like some people do. But
Yeah, yeah.
no, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that's a cool way to do it. What is your background? Because you're in music and you're doing this, and I personally know it because you told me on the phone the other day. But tell everybody what you actually went to school for. Did you get in
Sure.
college radio? Stuff like that.
Yeah, so I went to Michigan State University and graduated with an audio and video production degree, but I was also in the marching band and Spartan brass and all
What
that
did you
stuff.
play?
So alto
What'd you
sax,
play?
alto sax.
Whoa!
Yep.
Stop it. Not only did we steal your coach from Michigan State at LSU, I played alto sax in the LSU band.
There you go. All right.
That's so great. That's crazy.
That's
We're
fun
destined to
stuff.
be famous here. Look
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I love playing music. I still actually play. I was just in a pit orchestra for my kids who were in a homeschool musical program, and they
Nice.
they had a blast performing, and I got to play along with them, being in the pit and stuff. So still actively playing. I love music. I love all genres of music. But yeah, I graduated the audio video production degree and realized pretty quick that if I'm going to be supporting a family, I gotta get a job not
Yeah.
in audio and video
Yeah.
production. But I still use
Yep.
it to this day. I use it on Whatnot, setting up my streams and how I'm, working on getting the audio in there, and yeah, so it's good stuff. It's fun.
I hear you. Yeah, I did KLSU at LSU for a couple of years, and I went away for a year because of LSU things. I just had to take a break, and when I came back, all the records were gone. This is going to be a future story. I'm trying to get the people that actually either made this happen or were there when it happened. But KLSU had a massive, like, rooms and rooms of vinyl, and this is
Wow.
back when digital started coming around and CDs were there. I went away. Somebody overnight just decided they needed those rooms and they threw all of those albums out. You
Oh,
can look it up. It's called the Great KLSU Vinyl Massacre, and it
this is
happened in like
gut
1996.
wrenching.
It's
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like, if you even get onto a thread about it, so many huge things were thrown away, and
Wow.
that's like yeah. So I'm working on that show, but yeah, I did that, and got into radio again. Family and being a DJ was not going to pay it, so you get the sales department where all the people that had BMWs and stuff. So
Yep.
so that's the road I went down. But this has always kind of been a little fun for me because I've always done interviewing and video content, but I've always been like the person talking to them.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm
But
forcing you guys to be on the show with me.
yeah, no, it's all good. I enjoy it. A buddy
Yeah,
of mine said if I were to draw a Venn diagram of Chris, it would have music in one circle, sales in the
yeah.
other circle, and technology in the third circle. And that little section in the middle is what I consider to be my Whatnot little area there. So I get to do
There you
sales, I
go.
get to enjoy music, and I get to enjoy the technology of it all. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and you're curating people that know what they're getting when they come to your room too, so it's probably an easy sale. You're not having to kind of really coach people that, hey man, I am going to send you something quality because you do send quality out. And so,
Right.
what was your first record that you ever remember getting? Like, what age,
Oh
and what
man, I
was your
should have
first
grabbed that.
vinyl album?
I know the exact album, and I'm not a huge fan of this band. I mean, I enjoy them, but the very first vinyl I ever purchased was U2 Joshua Tree, and I still have
That's
that
not a bad
same,
one.
yeah, I still have that same record. It's on my shelf out in my living room there, but yeah, I
All right.
forgot. I should have grabbed that one to show you, but yeah, U2 Joshua Tree was the very first.
I just knowing I think the two that we bought were when we were in Germany as kids. I can see them. It was Styx, Mr. Roboto, that album, and Creatures of the Night by Kiss were at our house. But my mom came back to the States and saw Urban Cowboy, and she bought the Urban Cowboy soundtrack, and that never left the record player when we were in Germany. So I was like, oh, that was over. So anyways, so yes, those are mine that I can remember. But then, records just kind of went away in the 80s. You just got into
Yeah,
tapes and CDs, and
yeah, CDs
I'm
took
glad to be
off,
back
right?
in. They took off. So that was your first record. What genres do you really like for your personal album
Okay,
library at
so
home?
I grabbed a stack because there are many.
Nice.
I I have a very wide, eclectic musical taste and palette. But I'm noticing from watching your videos that you and I are very similar in our genres. So that
All right, let's go. Let's see what you got.
neo soul, funk, all that type of stuff, right? So first up,
Yes, it's a problem.
yeah, first up, Fred Wesley and the Horny Horns. Uh, Famous for playing with James Brown. They went out and did their own thing. Maceo Parker. He also went
Oh,
on
that's a
to
good
do
one.
his own
Yep.
thing, and absolutely love anything that Maceo Parker touches or plays on. Phenomenal horn player. As a saxophone player, I know you get that. Um,
Oh yeah.
I also love some great jazz. Art Pepper is probably ranking right up there with one of my favorite horn players when it comes to jazz. I also really, really enjoy Lettuce, and not everyone knows who Lettuce is. So this was
Jesus is my homeboy.
this was uh,
That's a
Lettuce.
good one. That's a good album.
This was my first exposure to Lettuce a number of years ago, and now I have
All
every
right.
single one of their albums, except for one. There's
Yeah.
one that I'm missing. So anyone out there watching, if you have a copy of Lettuce Fly, let me know because that's
Okay.
the only one I'm missing from their discography. And we've already mentioned James Brown, a phenomenal record.
Yep.
But let's not forget,
Oh hell, that's a good one.
I am Rush records on Whatnot, and so I have to get a Rush album in there. And this is the red translucent version of this album. It has my favorite all-time Rush song on it, La Villa Strangiato. So phenomenal.
Okay.
But it's really one album along with um, Farewell to Kings as well. So I really count that as one album. So Hemispheres and Farewell to Kings, because
Yeah.
there's a
Rush.
continuation song that goes on
I
both.
don't think I'm getting any
song.
Rush until I get my audio equipment working a little bit better and sounding better, because it's an injustice if you can't really hear Rush the right
if you
way.
can't enjoy it, yeah. And then Joe
Yeah.
Bonamassa and the tribute to BB King. Just fun. I like the blues. It's so good. And then what I think to be the best rock album of all time, I've made it clear. I've said it before.
Stand
Led
by.
Zeppelin 4.
There it is.
The best rock album of all time, start to finish.
That's
So
awesome. Well, thank you for
that's
sharing
a
that.
taste.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's instant ratings right there when you start showing off albums to anybody watching a vinyl record podcast. So that's good stuff. What is your number one piece of advice to somebody that might be just starting to collect vinyl and have just found Whatnot, and it's kind of chaotic? You kind of feel like you're missing out, but these people are selling vinyl every day on it. You're not going to miss out. There's plenty of copies out there.
The FOMO is real, right? That's what they say. The fear of missing out is real when you're on Whatnot. So I would say, first of all, I love Whatnot. I think it's great, but set your boundaries. Don't get yourself into trouble. I've seen a lot of people kind of just get out of control, and I mean, it's fine. It's fine as long as you can support that and afford it, So just one word of caution there, I guess. But also, get what you like. Don't let someone else's top 10 list or, the top 500 albums of all time list influence what you want to get. If you love a cheap Boz Scaggs record, then go buy the Boz Scaggs record. You know what I mean? Like there's so many of them out there for very good reason, because there's great music on those albums. So don't become pretentious in your record collection. Buy the music that you are going to enjoy, and no matter the the cost of it. There are great $5 records, there are great $3 records, and there's great $500 records.
Mm-hmm.
So find your spot and buy it. So
I agree with you. I mean, when I first started, I was like, okay, I'm a huge Tower of Power fan. They were perfect to collect right off the bat, because you're getting into $5 and $7, $10 albums of maybe some of the best musicians that's ever been
absolute
in a band together.
Crushers,
I mean, those guys,
right? They're ripping it.
Crushers. Yeah. So you can find those guys. So I liked finding that. We've been to see James Taylor, and I like James Taylor. I don't rock out to him, but that's not a bad one to collect either. Those are $5, $10 albums, and you can end up with his whole discography in under $100.
Yeah.
So I like doing that. That kind of helped build the base. But you do get into that new release problem where it's like an artist you do follow, and they put out the variant, and you have to have it, and you're buying it 3 to 5 months in advance now, and so it's like that money's been spent. It's I like completing some of the artists slowly. And I also, here's a tip that I got for people: try and find it in a store. You can find it online. There's no problem finding it online. Just being patient in a Whatnot room, you can eventually find it. But man, you find it in a real store, it's like
the
celebration
adrenaline rush. Yeah, the adrenaline rush is all. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, here it is. I say it all the time. I love the hunt. I love hunting for the record, and so I can go to Discogs, and if there's one that I know that I want it like soon, I'll go out to Discogs and I'll buy it. I don't have a problem with that.
That's right.
But if it's one that's like, I want it, but I want to find it in the wild, because it's just that instant, jolt of adrenaline that you found something you've been looking for, and that is part of the fun of record collecting. So,
100%. Yeah, 100%. I've got an album. I pretty much have all the Talking Heads. I don't have 77 yet, because I want to find the perfect copy in the wild. I know, there it is. So yeah, I want to find there you go. I mean, I've got them all. And I'm waiting to find the pristine, cool copy that I'll probably pay a little bit too much for, but it is their first one. And that's kind of what I've set goals for. It's not, I could get it any day of the week on Whatnot. It's always on there.
Yep.
So I just want to find, I like setting that goal because it also slows me down from buying online.
Yep.
So
For sure.
you can definitely find it on Discogs. So
Set those
the
boundaries. Yep.
is there let's talk about the one album in your library, personal library, that you bought and you have no idea why you have that album in you're just like, I hate this. Why did I even buy this? I've got one and I'll tell you mine. And I've said it before. So
Um, so I have quite a few albums that are in my collection that I've gotten for free.
all right. I'm
But I
talking one that you
bought,
bought like it was
yeah,
peer
yeah.
pressure.
It's hard. Because I'm fairly good at not buying something unless I actually like it. Um, so I'm not ashamed of anything that's in my collection. Um, I'm trying to think. That's a difficult question.
Well, that's good. So if you don't know it, I did. Mine sticks out like a sore thumb. I played it like twice, and my wife hates it. It's Joy Division album.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
just for other people. It's just not for us.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see,
So
so
yeah,
that's where my wife and I differ a little bit. She's all about 80s music and like some new wave
yep,
stuff, and so like orchestral maneuvers in the dark, she absolutely loves. It's in our collection. I know that she loves it.
yep.
I wouldn't necessarily pick it out and put it on the turntable. So I guess that could be one.
Right. Yeah, yeah. That could be it. But yeah, Joy Division's mine. I'm gonna keep it. I have friends that like them, so I'm really doing it for them. It's not for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all about them.
Yeah. What's your longest broadcast that you've done on Whatnot?
Oh, geez. I think early on I had a couple of like 5 and 6 hour ones that were on the weekends. But there's sellers
Whoa.
out there that have gone 24 hours before, and I just can't imagine. I would be falling over, you know. More power to them. Hey, go do it, and I wish you all the best. I'm gonna stick to my. I
Yeah.
typically do 3 to 4 hours is what I do because it's usually a Friday night or a Saturday night, and so hunker down and have some fun and let her rip.
What are your core bands or albums that you like to have in rotation that sell? Like no problem.
Um, so this kind of become a joke, and I might let's see here. I have frequently. Let me grab it here. It's kind of become like
Yeah,
a
sure.
Rush Records staple. The Robert Cray
I
Strong
have that.
Persuader. It is a
Yep, I've
blues
got that.
album that absolutely kicks. It's a great blues record.
Hmm.
Um, so that is
I've got it.
one. And I usually always try to have some jazz, some funk, some soul, and then
Yep.
anytime Zeppelin, get my hands on any Zeppelin, that'll be in the show. Um, Rush, I always try to have some Rush. So I got some up here along the top. You can just see the bottoms of them, but I try to have a
Yeah.
handful of Rush albums always in the shop as well because I'm Rush Records, so I got to be selling some Rush.
You're in their algorithm. You got to do it.
Yeah,
So, look, I've got one last question for you. It's been a great talk, and I foresee us maybe talking down the road and just
let's
doing
do
it
it.
again for
Yeah.
whatever reason. It'd be cool. You have 20 minutes to live. What side of what album are you going to listen to?
So I'm Rush Records. I love all Rush albums, but like I said earlier, I think this is the best album,
Yeah,
rock album of all time. Led Zeppelin 4. I mean, what song would you if you had to remove tracks to make room for better songs, what are you taking off this album? That's my
it's
argument.
hard.
Yeah,
That you're right.
I I don't
That's
think
the
you want to
answer.
take any of those off. So how I mean, Led Zeppelin 4. I think that's it.
Yeah,
But
they have a
I
lot of
love
them.
all Rush
Not quite
albums, and I
like
would
that
buy them
one.
all.
That's awesome, man. Hey, get it. Tell everybody your socials, and your next show will probably be out there on Whatnot. You can just follow Rush Records. But what are your socials for everybody?
So Instagram is Rush Record Collector on Instagram. That's really the only social that I have. And then Whatnot, I'm Rush Records, all one word. The Instagram has the underscores, so Rush underscore record underscore collector. Um, yeah, and check me on Whatnot. I'll be
There you go.
on May 16th, coming up on Saturday. Have a big rock and jazz show, so come on out.
I'm in. I got it bookmarked. The question that everybody has been expecting me to ask is, are you putting new stickers out because you cut your beard off? Because I used to know you because of your beard. Now you have short hair and it's weird. And why did you get rid of your beard?
So, all right. So here's the fall sticker. What he's talking about is I have these stickers. So there's the fall Rush Records sticker. Here's the winter.
That's on my computer.
There's the winter one. And then the spring one is right here. So there's the spring sticker. So it's the seasons of the beard, right? There is a summer sticker coming. And I've actually already started working on it. I'm going to get it ordered. So they'll be here at the start of summer. So once a year, my wife likes to see my face. So I do it for her.
Understood.
And I shave, and it takes us back to our college days when we were dating, and she remembers what I look like. And then I do it for about 3 or 4 weeks of shaving, and I get sick and tired of it. I just let it grow the entire season. So get about 11 months beard going, then you shave it off and start all over again.
That's a pretty good reason. That's awesome, man. Well, Chris, thank you, one, for responding. This is a new thing that I'm trying to do, and I'm really just doing it for fun. And I really appreciate your time and getting back to me, and I'll be on your next show, and I'll send you the link when this is ready to go, and let's put it out there for everybody to hear about Chris.
Sounds great. Thanks, Corey. Good luck to you, growing this channel. I think it's great. It's fun stuff.
Thank you, brother. And it takes people like you to be on it that makes it successful. So thank you very much. You've been patient. Let's get to it. It's time for 2 in the queue. This week, courtesy of our friends at Central Square Records. Did they give them to me? Nope. But I do have a personal shopper over there I'd like to give a shout out to. Nathan, the baddest funk personal shopper on the planet. Dude, Shaft in Africa? Are you kidding me? 100% more swagger than your current playlist. Guaranteed to make walking to the mailbox feel like an action sequence. And Mandrill. Yeah, I'm obsessed. They call it Just Outside of Town. But once this bass kicks in, you're going to be on another planet. This band rocks. Both of these albums from 1973, man, did they have it good back then. How many other artists have used samples from this album? Too many to count. That's my 2 in the queue this week. What you got? Put it in the comments.